Most of us go through our daily life with a routine. Oftentimes it's very routine, and we don't think about what we do during the course of that day, not realizing that any one event that's changed and different could change our lives drastically. With that in mind, let us remember Mark chapter 15, read just last week by Pastor Tom, about Simon from Cyrene and his two sons who took their routine pilgrimage for Passover to Jerusalem with their sacrificial lamb with them, and how one event along their routine walk changed not only his life forever, but we know at the end of this gospel lesson, it changed our lives forever as well. Walking on the road to Jerusalem, the time had come to sacrifice again. My two small sons, they walk beside me on the road. The reason that they came was to watch the Lamb. They said, Daddy, Daddy, what will we see there? There's so much that we don't understand. So I told them of Moses and Father Abraham. And I said, dear children, watch the Lamb. There will be so many in Jerusalem today. We must be sure this little lamb doesn't run away. And I told of Moses and Father Abraham. And I said, dear children, watch the Lamb. When we reached the city, I knew something must be wrong. There were no joyful worshipers there, no joyful worship songs. And I stood there with my children in the midst of angry men. And I heard the crowd cry out, let's crucify him. We tried to leave the city, but we could not get away. Forced to play in this drama, a part I did not want to play. Why upon this day were men condemned to die? Why were we standing right here where soon they would pass by? I looked and I said, even now they come. The first one cried for mercy. The people gave him none. The second one was violent, and he was arrogant and loud. I can still hear his angry voice screaming at the crowd. Then someone said, there's Jesus. I scarce believe my eyes. A man so badly beaten, he barely looked alive. Blood poured from his body, from the thorns on his brow, running down the cross, and falling to the ground. I watched him as he struggled, and I watched him as he fell. The cross came down upon his back. The crowd began to yell. And in that moment, I felt such agony. In that moment I felt such loss, till a Roman soldier grabbed my arm and screamed, "You carry his cross." At first I tried to resist him, then his hand reached for a sword. So I knelt and I took the cross from the Lord. I put it on my shoulder. We started down the street, and the blood that he'd been shedding was running down my cheek. They led us to a Golgotha. They drove nails deep in his feet and hands, and yet upon the cross I heard him pray, "Father, forgive them." Oh, never have I seen such love in any other eyes. Into thy hands I commit my spirit, he prayed, and then he died. I stood for what seemed like years, and lost all sense of time, until I felt these little hands holding tight to mine. My children stood there weeping. I heard the oldest say, "Father, please forgive us." The lamb ran away. They said, "Daddy, Daddy, what have we seen?" This time I said, "We don't understand." So I took him in my arms. We turned and faced the cross. And I said, "Dear children, watch the